Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Funsie. This week we have no Ben, or no, we have
I'm here.
no Nathan and we have no Grant. Grant is in Spain on a mission trip, and Sajko is recording and doing his job. And this week we have a fun one. We have the European Open coming up. And so we have one of the guys that helped or helps run it as well as helped found the European Disc Golf Festival. You want to give a quick introduction to yourself for the people?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me. My name is Matthias. Yeah, I'm one of the founders of Team Disc Golf Estonia. So yeah, we started with the European Championships in 2023, and then after that we developed a brand called European Disc Golf Festival, and now it's the fourth event for us, and we will keep going until 2029 when we will host the Worlds in Tallinn,
I
Estonia.
actually didn't even know that. Wow, that's really exciting. Will that'll be only the second time that Worlds is across the pond, right?
Yeah. Last year it was in Finland, and now 2029
Cool.
it's Estonia.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Ben.
Uh, so you said up until 2029 is it going to no longer exist after 2029, or is there different plans after 2029?
Well, right now we have plans until 2029. We signed the long-term deal with PDGA last year, so we don't know what we are doing after 2029. Let's try to get there before and see what
Yes,
happens after.
exactly. Okay, that's what I was wondering. I didn't know if like the grounds, but it's just a contract with the PGA for the events, so that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the first thing I'd like to kind of touch on, when it used to be called the European Championship, right? Or is that wrong? Or has it always been European Disc Golf Festival?
Yeah, we started in 2023 with European
Yes. Yeah.
championships. So basically, I think it's in every 2 years or so. All the best European players were gathered to some event center and play for the European Championships title. So yeah, we got the chance to host that, and since we did it in a really nice way, then the Disc Golf Pro Tour noticed us, and then we also thought that hey, there's something that we can do better than some other competitions, and so we started talking with Disc Golf Pro Tour, and then 2024 we hosted the first Disc Golf Pro Tour event in Tallinn, and then we needed the brand as well, so because we couldn't use the European
Oh, yeah,
Championships
yeah, yeah.
brand anymore because this is they have, I think it's European Disc Golf Federation
Hmm.
owns that brand. And then yeah, then we came up with the European Disc Golf Festival, and then so for the past 2 years we have been working under the European Disc Golf Festival umbrella. The festival is still called Festival this year as well. So how we think of it is that the European Disc Golf Festival is the so-called umbrella brand, and then inside of the European Disc Golf Festival, there are separate events. So there's President's Cup, there's European Open, then we have three concerts, and then some other activities as well. We also have a Tarts Festival happening on Saturday inside of the main building. So yeah, European Disc Golf Festival is the umbrella, and all the other things are
I
happening
was going to
inside of
ask
it.
about that because I saw that a lot of the promotion for the European Open was being done under the umbrella of the European Disc Golf Festival. But that makes a lot of sense. But I guess I got a little bit confused, but it makes sense that the Pro Tour noticed you just based off of what I saw right when y'all came onto the Pro Tour scene with the European Disc Golf Festival, because every player was talking about the festival after they played it because they were like, this is the coolest event I've ever played. Like, you, from what you guys do to like roll things out for players and for people attending the event, I mean, it seems to be one of the most professional events in all of disc golf, if not all of disc golf history. And so, how do you guys approach tackling something so monumental? like to have like cool graphics show up when players walk out, and now having 3 concerts and festivals and things on top of that to run a European Open.
Yeah, well, it's a long story. So basically, when we started doing the Pro Tour event, we started to like imagine how this whole festival will play out. And Estonia is such a small country, so there's only 1.3 million of us. So it's compared to some random city in the States. Um, and then we know that in Estonia, when you want to host a big sports event, you need to bring in some other activities as well because there aren't enough fans for just the sports side. And one of our founders, a guy called Silver Kütt, is also doing the WRC rally. So it's in the southern part of Estonia. It's called Rally Estonia, and they have been doing it for 15 years, and they have basically learned that you always need to find some other activities on top of the sports aspects. So we basically took over this model as well, and in our head, this whole festival experience is like a city festival. So because it's happening right in the middle of the capital city, well, you will see it soon as well. But from the airport, it's 15 minutes to the event center, and from the harbor, it's 15 minutes, and from the actual like old town, the main hub of the city, it's also 15 minutes. So for us, this is like a city festival where the crown jewel of the festival is disc golf. But we have brought in, yeah, a lot of other activities to make it appealing for a wider audience and bring like more people to disc golf by offering something else to them as well. And then we have seen that it works really well. So we have organized concerts before. We started with 2024, the first concert. Then we figured out our own competition called Superstar Challenge, where they are doing this distance throws and also the accuracy and the putting. And this is really easily followable format for people that don't know a lot about disc golf. So combine that with some concerts, then you suddenly saw that there are a lot of new disc golf fans that actually want to come to the major or to the Pro Tour event as well. So yeah, we are year after year we are improving, doing some extra things this year as well. Like I mentioned, 3 concerts already instead of 1, and yeah, so this is kind of how it plays out in our head. Let's see what's the actual thing on the site when we are launching this year's
Yeah,
festival.
go ahead, Ben, if you have something.
Well, yeah, I was gonna ask. So you mentioned all the events and the 3 concerts, and you're the head of operations. Are you the head of operations also just for the festival grounds in general, or is it only just a disc golf specific that you like they lease it out to you or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
the festival grounds is a really special place for the Estonians. This is pretty much the main place where we have all the really big concerts, and we also have this thing called a song festival. So every 4 years, basically 150,000 Estonians will come together and sing their
Wow.
like national songs. And I don't know how much do you know about history, but we were a part of Soviet Union back in the days, and we actually sang ourselves free in the same location. So this
That's
this
really cool.
Wow.
place means a lot to all the Estonians. There were over 300,000 people attending during it was called Singing Revolution. So we didn't shoot even one bullet to get free from the Soviet Union. So we basically, our people just came together and started singing those national songs. We brought out our flag for the first time in like 50 years and so forth. So yeah, this is a historical place and really special place for the Estonians, and we are renting it from the city basically. So yeah, and the city of Tallinn is one of our biggest
Yeah,
partners as well.
that's
That's
really,
really
really
cool.
cool. I didn't know that. So, um, well, I guess that kind of transitions. I wanted to ask you, Are you guys have a team of a few quite a few people actually, I think. Are you guys working on this event year round, or is this just a part-time thing or a little bit on the side of some of y'all's other stuff, or
Yeah, well, the overall setup is done in a way that there's four founders. It's me, Ralph, and two silvers. We are working year round, but we have our
Okay.
regular jobs as well. So I'm working in a
Mhm.
bank, for instance. Silver is working in some golf company and stuff like that. So it's a part-time job for us. And then we have Christy that you
Yes.
Joshua already know. Christy is also working basically throughout the year. She's dealing with our social media and some marketing stuff, but also a part-time job. And then roughly 3 or 4 months before the event kicks in, we will bring in around 15 different project managers. So each project manager deals with one certain part of the competition. So one is responsible for the VIP experience, one is dealing with the vendors, someone is dealing with the trash, someone is dealing with banners, stuff like that. And then 1 week before the event, we will bring in all the volunteers. So actually, we just had yesterday evening, we had our volunteers meet and greet. So there are about 100 volunteers that will join us for the event. They are doing whatever we need to do, basically, starting from, I don't know, being spotters and building up the course and taking it down and, I don't know, dealing with food, to the trash, whatever we need. They are the best, so we couldn't do this
Yeah,
without
I
them.
mean, part of the reason I asked that question is because for most of the Pro Tour events, my understanding of that is pretty much it's volunteer work as well as the Pro Tour comes in and kind of runs the shindig. So even just having people working on the event part time throughout the year is more than any other event that we currently have is able to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of what you guys are able to accomplish is just because you guys are putting so much work into it versus what typically goes to any event. So we kind of touched on it, but I wanted to see if you had any more to add. What all go? Is there a different preparation now that it's the European Open, or are you guys kind of still tackling it the same as you tackled the European Disc Golf Festival in years past? Is there anything extra? I guess President's Cup is a completely new thing for you guys to have to do, and you're adding concerts. But is there anything else kind of that is a little bit different?
Not that much. So last year we also hosted the major. Then it was called European Disco Festival. So this year, yeah, maybe the only part that's mainly different is that it's called European Open inside of the European Disco Festival experience. So it makes the communication and marketing side a bit harder. There's a bit more involvement from the BDGA side, but they trust us. So most of the show is still being run by our team. Um, President's Cup is definitely something that's new for us. We have contributed a lot to the new format as well. So starting with the fact that now we have the seven MPO and seven FPO players. We also have the second round is the team play. So you have the FPO and MPO players playing together and stuff like that. So yeah, this is one thing that's new for us, and doing the three concerts is also something new to us. And like I mentioned, that we are bringing in some other sports as well. So for instance, the
Oh,
darts
very cool.
festival that will take place inside of the Italian Song Festival main building on Saturday, and also we will have a show event on Friday evening where the darts players and some disc golf players will play a doubles event on the stage before the band kicks in on at 9 p.m. I think. So yeah, we basically try to do something new each year, so to make it interesting, to do something new, to push the envelope. and not to do the same thing each year or year after year. So yeah, I would say that roughly 80 to 90% of all the things are pretty much the same. We know how to do it. We can just try to do some small details better. But yeah, each year we try to add like 20% more to make it interesting for ourselves and to see what works and how to get ready for the Worlds in
Yeah.
2029.
I guess kind of going off of that, the course, who designed the course that you guys use? Because it's
Yeah,
a temporary course that snakes through the park that is around that area, correct?
yeah, the course is the favorite topic. So I think this is the this is the main thing that we have been getting
Mm-hmm.
some critique over. Um, well, it started with actually Seppo Bio doing the initial three layouts. So you probably know Seppo. But this year we changed things up. So this year, one of our main organizers, Ralph, is doing the main design. And instead of using Seppo's help, we contacted our local disc golf heroes. So for the MPO layout, Albert Tam and also Mauri Wilman have been
That's
working together
awesome.
with us. And for the FPO layout, Kristin Lette has been working with us. So the course will be a lot
Okay.
different. There are only three holes that have stayed exactly the same. We have I don't know how familiar you are with meters, but the course has grown for MPO over 200 meters and for the FPO close to
Okay.
200 meters. So yeah, for the MPO we have introduced the first par five, for instance. We have made all the holes a bit narrower. We have brought in some cool new hazards and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really hoping that the course will get a lot of good feedback this time. Um, but one thing is for sure that the we can only use the Tallinn Song Festival grounds area. Oh, there are some certain areas that where we have pushed the course out of the area as well. But this is what we have, and we are trying to do as much with it as possible. We can't build mountains or dig new bonds or whatever. So this will anyways be a sprint type of course. It won't be the longest course. It won't be the hardest course, but it was and it is and it will be the best course to view disc golf at. So it's super easy for the spectators to enjoy disc golf. So you have all the holes have fencing around it. You can basically see each shot from like 10 meters. You can easily walk to whatever hole you need. The players are constantly separated from the crowds. Yeah, you will see it and you will experience it. It will be a magical experience for a disc golf
Yeah,
fan. So
that's kind of what I was going to touch on that I feel like people neglect to think is I think that what the way you're explaining it, and from what I've heard players say, this is a great entry point for a lot of people into disc golf. That's what you guys are trying to accomplish. So by having the course perhaps be a little bit easier, but be better to view for a spectator, I think that's a win. And like what you're after is not having the toughest course in the world. What you're after is getting new people into disc golf. And so having the toughest course in the world is not a fun thing for someone who doesn't know what disc golf to watch. They want to see someone birdie. They want to see someone ace like Isaac aced. Was that last year or 2 years ago? Um, yeah, and
last
that was
year,
insane. And so like I think that the way you guys are approaching it is very good. Um, I was gonna ask, so with Worlds coming up in 2029, is the plan to just keep iterating on this course, or would you guys eventually add a second course that you would perhaps play to split up the two or the 5 rounds that you need to be in charge of?
yeah, we need to introduce the second course as well. That's in the PDGA contract. So if all comes to plan, we will introduce
Okay,
it
very
next year
cool.
already, where we are dealing with it. Currently, we are playing around with the idea of doing it in the Kadrioru Presidential Park. So this is actually something similar, like the White House, so where our president lives. It's
Oh, very
close
cool.
by. So the park, yeah, the park actually starts like 200 meters from the
Oh,
Tallinn Song
wow.
Festival grounds, and it's a huge area. So it's, I don't know, 100 times bigger than the Tallinn Song Festival ground area. It's a historical site. It looks really good. It's been, I think it has won some awards like European Best Park or something like that. So it's a like city park. So yeah, this is the initial plan. Let's see if we can use it and if we can design a course there that works. And probably, yeah, it's next year or the year after when we will introduce it. And 2029, we will have Tallinn Song Festival grounds plus the Kadrioru Presidential Park.
Yeah, I to give a little context to everyone, when I was looking at Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, where this is, I was trying to find where the course was because it's not on UDisc because it's a temporary course, and I saw this massive park, and I was like, oh, I bet it's in this park, and then I like figured it out, and I looked, and the song festival park is it pales in comparison. It is much smaller than the park you're talking about, which is the you said the President's Park.
Yeah, well, the actual name is Kadrioru Park, but since the president lives there, then usually for the foreigners we say it's Kadrioru
I
Presidential
will say
Park.
I
So
can
yeah.
I don't think I can pronounce that, and that's my fault. But yeah, that park is very big, so I'm excited to see what the second course can do for the property. But I guess now that we're a little bit into this, part of the reason we were able to get you on is because I will be actually going to the European Open slash the European Disc Golf Festival this year, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and I'm really excited. Kind of going on that vein, what is things in Estonia that people should know about or check out, or like what is unique to Estonia that you would say that people should definitely check out if they're ever able to make the trip out for one of these events?
Well, yeah. First of all, I think we need to
Oh,
thank Visit
definitely.
Estonia. This is the brand, actually the company or they are called Enterprise Estonia, and they are operating under the brand of Visit Estonia. So their main goal is to introduce Estonia to foreigners or the outside world, so called. And this is the second year in a row where we are doing this project to bring some cool disc golf guy or girl from the States to share their experience, to show the disc golf world that this is the best place to visit when you want to see a big tournament and experience a cool European country. So last year, Josh Mansfield from the Upshot actually visited us and they did some reviews. Estonia is a really tiny country, and this makes Estonia actually really easily accessible. So, fun fact, Estonia, if we are taking all the square meters that Estonia has to offer and all the disc golf courses, we are number one in the world. So we have 240 disc golf courses. So basically, every 20 kilometers there's a disc golf course. So that's a pretty cool fact. So basically, you start driving in whichever direction, and in 20 minutes you will end up to a disc golf course. Um, and there's 1.3 million of us, and there are over 30,000 people that actually play disc golf, which is also pretty huge. We are a really digitalized country, so I don't know. The main thing that usually US people we tell US people is how we do our taxes. So you basically take your phone, enter a PIN code, enter the second PIN code, and that's your
Wow.
taxes. So basically everything goes on in the digitalized
You
world.
vote digitally too,
Um,
right? Yeah, because you have digital
yeah,
IDs
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
super cool.
yeah. But on the other hand, we are, some people call it like an elf country. So we have our own magical language. Like I mentioned, there are roughly 1 million people that actually only speak Estonian. It's a really small language group. It's quite similar to Finnish and Hungarian. We are this Finnish-Hungarian language group. So it might sound funny for you probably when you hear it, but most of Estonians speak English as well, really really nicely. So you can uh, whatever you need to do, there's always someone ready to help you. Estonians are super helpful. Um, and we have a lot in terms of history as well. So we have one of the bestly preserved old towns in Tallinn from the, I think it was 1005, 1052 or something mentioned at first. So it's a really cool place. Still, you can walk around in it. There's people living there. There are shops, there are restaurants, stuff like that. So and a lot of really cool nature things as well. So we have a lot of forest, a lot of animals, a lot of islands, bogs, lakes, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a tiny country that has a
Yeah.
lot to offer.
Have you driven border to border? How long would something like that take?
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't take long. So so if we exclude the islands, then from, let's say, from Narva, which is right next to the Russian border, to Haapsalu, which is right next to the place where you go to the islands, it's
Oh
roughly two and a
wow.
half hours or three. It
Yeah,
depends.
so
So yeah, so it's
do you
it's a
know
small
like
country.
the state of Texas in the United States? It's one of the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
states. So that's the one I live in. And to get from like side to side, it's like a 12-hour drive. So that definitely puts it into perspective for me. I knew that it was a bit of a smaller country, but that yeah, that's awesome. Um, yeah, you mentioned it earlier. I've been doing a little bit of some stuff with UDisc about disc golf growth and the such, and one of the yeah the best countries for disc golf is Estonia, just because of how accessible the courses are to the general public. Um, why do you think that it has been so successful in Estonia specifically? Are these courses mainly free to play? Are they pay to play? Do you kind of have a general understanding of like how they got put in the ground? Does the country itself just like love disc golf? Like what kind of spurred the growth of disc golf to be to where it is today and to continue that trajectory upwards?
Yeah, well, there are some key elements. So one thing is that we have a lot of woods, a lot of nature. So there are only like, I don't know, 5 to 6 like bigger cities. So Tallinn is the biggest one, the capital city. Roughly 400,000 people live here. So we have a lot of like very very nicely preserved areas where you can put up the disc golf courses. The second thing that we have been speaking about is that we have so-called perfect storm situation in Estonian disc golf. At least it used to be in like past years. So we have these four crazy guys that are doing these competitions. We have like the European Disc Golf Festival and stuff like that. Then we have the top players. So Kristin is definitely the biggest star here. Yeah, yeah, she's been taking a year off right now, but let's see, maybe she will come back. She is one of the uh, most recognized athlete in Estonia. Everyone knows her. And then yeah, we have a lot of those players that just tend to go to the woods and play disc golf. So and also we have a lot of backing from the like local sponsors, and also the governmental side or the city side, or even if you are like a small county, you see that you don't have to put in a lot of money to build up a disc golf course. So it kind of makes sense for a country like Estonia. So yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
story.
I know you said that Kristen is like the biggest athlete in the country. Are some of the other sports like? Would you say that disc golf is bigger than some other sports over there in Estonia, or is it kind of just like it's just as big as some of the heavy hitters that you might know?
Yeah, it's definitely not the biggest one. So Kristin is, if she was playing, I was actually her manager back in the days, like 1.5 years. So I was
Very cool.
working really closely with her. So she was, if a news popped up to some local news outlet, then Kristin was usually the third or fourth most clicked person
Wow.
in terms of sports. So there are some other famous athletes as well. So we have this WRC rally driver Ott Tänak, who also won the world championship. We have some really nice basketball players. One is actually getting to NBA now, probably going to be drafted into. They are currently saying that to
Oh,
Los
very
Angeles
cool.
Lakers. Henry Vesar. So yeah, basketball is like the number one sports here. We have a lot of young cool players. We are taking part of European championships year after year, and I don't know, soccer is popular here, and some other sports as well. So yeah, this golf is viewed mainly like second or third alternative for some other sports, but yeah, in terms of the competition that we are organizing, so it's I think the second or third largest sports competition in Estonia year after
Yeah,
year.
you know, being from the United States, I got into disc golf a handful of years ago now. It's just it unfortunately right now just pales in comparison to any other sport that we have over here. And so hearing that it has grown to the size that it is over there in Estonia is super encouraging and really really cool. That's part of the reason I was kind of trying to ask you why you think it has grown to the size that it already is. Um, and yeah, it honestly, I feel like just hearing that, I think that something that could really help do that is if we got someone who could be in the main media from time to time with news stories written about them. Like Gannon's obviously the number one player in the world and doing crazy stuff, but it seems like the news just gets fed to disc golfers, unfortunately, and somehow we need to get that in the regular cycle so maybe more people can check it out and see how cool it is. I think what you guys are doing with having such a well-run and professional tournament is something that will help grow the sport for Estonians, but also just around the world because people will be like, "Wow, disc golf disc golf can do this. Disc golf is professional enough to put together something so well ran and, you know, get the eyes of an entire country." So I guess kind of going off of that, like I think something I heard from a couple years ago was that y'all kind of open up the event and passerbys will kind of just like buy tickets and come in while it's happening. Is that a big appeal for people in Tallinn? And part of the reason that it happens in such a public spot.
Yeah, we actually have a lot of our advertising as well on the streets. So it's been this way this year for the past 3 months or so. So you have like actual
Wow.
billboards on the streets with the disc golf competition information. So and there are, I don't know, like main TV channels are speaking about the event coming up and so forth. So I don't know if you know that, but disc golf is being televised
I
here in
did
Estonia to
I
local
did
TV
see that.
channels as well.
That's super cool. Is
Yeah.
it going to be a separate broadcast from DGN or is DGN going to be kind of like put on those broadcasts?
Yeah, so we are using the DGN picture, but we
Oh,
have our own
wow.
studio on the event center. So there are Estonian commentaries. So we are bringing in people to the studio, doing interviews and stuff like that. So we have been doing this for all the events that we have been doing thus far. So yeah, you will see like a double studio solution in Estonia. So they are stacked up. DGN has the lower floor, and we have the upper floor. So yeah, like same picture, but different commentary and different
Yeah, that
graphics and
makes
stuff like that.
sense. It'll be in the Estonian language. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's very cool. Okay, I guess I have one more question, unless Ben has anything he'd like to touch on. Um, so with the European Open moving this year to Estonia, do you think there's any extra pressure to execute on something like this, or is it mainly just excitement to be able to show everyone what you guys can do?
We don't feel any extra pressure, I think, because European Disc Golf Festival is already a pretty
Yeah, premiere.
well-known brand. People know to, yeah, they know what to expect of us. These two events, I mean, the European Open in Finland and European Open or European Disc Golf Festival now in Estonia, are totally different kind of events. We get along with Jussi really, really nicely, who's organizing the European Open or used to organize. And he has also said that it's no point to compare these two because European Open in Finland has mainly concentrated only on the sports side. What we are doing is we are doing as much as possible to deal with the viewership or the spectator experience, do some extra things around it, and still keep the sports side also really, really, really cool and exciting as possible. So I don't know. I think it's more excitement now instead of some
Yeah,
pressure.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Um, I mean, Ben, do you have anything else? Yeah.
Yeah. What's kind of, because I run events too, so what has been kind of the biggest challenge you've come across in planning something this large?
Well, at the end of the day, it really comes down to the support and money as well. I don't know how things are in the state right now, but this year has definitely been tougher for us because there's a lot going on in the world. There are some wars. You probably know about the Ukrainian war. You also know about the US attacking Iran and stuff like that. So this is definitely it's not helping because the local companies or the worldwide companies are taking a slower approach. So it's definitely harder to get new sponsors, for instance, this year. Even though we still have a lot of great sponsors. I actually yesterday just dealt with the media wall, where you gave interviews and I counted together. So there's 57 different
Wow.
companies or partners that we are working together with. Some really famous companies like Red Bull, Nike, and stuff like that as
Wow,
well.
super
So
cool.
yeah, but yeah, I think this is one of the main challenges to get the budget together. And the second part is probably the fact that we are all doing this as a part-time job. So it would be definitely easier if we are all only dealing with this project. So you need to find time slots throughout the year to get together to plan everything and so forth. But yeah, since we have been doing it for 4 years now already, we know how to do it, how to find the time slots, how to do some boot camps and stuff like that to make things move quicker. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a positive person, so I would say that everything's running smoothly. Hopefully, the weather will also be great because we are in Estonia really weather dependent in terms of spectators. So if it rains heavily, then people tend to watch it from TV. So hopefully it will be sunny and warm, and everyone will come to the Downtown Festival
Definitely.
grounds.
What would it take to get you guys full time? Is that even something y'all are thinking about?
Uh, we are thinking about maybe getting one or two people working for full time, and then probably decreasing our own parts a bit. But what it would take probably double the budget, and then I don't know. Most probably we wouldn't do it for full time because we have some other projects that we really
Yeah.
want to do as well. And this is still I would say this is a
Yeah.
cool hobby, and we will try to get to the worlds in 2029 with this
Yeah.
setup
That makes
probably.
sense. Well, yeah, I think that's kind of all we have for today. We really appreciate you coming on, and everyone listening. Make sure to please check out the European Open this year. It's going to be very cool, very awesome. They have so much going on, and we thank you for all you put together. And I thank Visit Estonia and you guys for having me out. I will be putting out some fun videos showing what you guys have to offer. So
Yeah, thank you.